Thursday morning ahead of a big racing weekend in the mother city. And as you can see, I'm wearing my Panama hat that was given to me the last time I attended the Louvuan King's Plate. Hello from me, Rouvuan Smit. Thanks for joining me on A Sure Thing. We certainly got lots to look forward to as far as racing is concerned this weekend. And what a great card has been put together. 9 races in total, but we'll get into the nitty-gritty of all of that in just a short while. What I am informed of is the fact that Kelvin Habib is not riding at this meeting, and his ride on number 4 Atticus Finch in the Louvuan King's Plate will be taken up by jockey Raymond Danielson. At this stage, Pierre Stradom is also a doubtful starter. I read the story in the Sporting Post, but at this stage, nothing is official yet on the official declaration sheet. So I will just suggest that you check those declarations and check the changes as we head into the meeting on Saturday morning, and make a note of all of that before you make your informed decisions regarding your bets on the day. Speaking of which, there is a big Pick 6 carryover of R1 million to this meeting on Saturday, and the estimated Pick 6 pool is scheduled to get to about R5 million on the afternoon. And then, of course, there's the Hollywoodbets Punter Challenge that you mustn't forget about. This is one of the meetings where the cream normally rises to the top, and the chances of somebody catching it is normally very good. In fact, somebody came very close to winning it on Monday past at Fairview. 7 out of 7 going into the last race. Sharapova was the choice, that ran second. 7 out of 8. It was a school teacher from Gqeberha, and I got to see some of the messages that he sent some of my colleagues in media, telling them how disappointed he was that he just couldn't get there in the end, and he would have been the one person to have scooped the big prize. So it could be you on Saturday. Make sure you're on with your Hollywoodbets Punter Challenge selections 5 minutes before the advertised starting time of the first, which on Saturday is 12:25, and the day kicks off with a non-black type Charles Dickens Stakes over 1,000 meters. A small field of just 7 runners will go to post. Now, it might be small in numbers, but there certainly is quality in terms of depth if one looks at the horses that will be lining up in this particular contest. I thought it's a very strong renewal of the non-black type Charles Dickens Stakes, and I had to make a choice in the end as to who I was going with, and I decided I'm going with number 5, Black Cheetah, as my first choice selection. This horse was ultra impressive when it won first time out. I mean, the dogs were barking about Black Cheetah before he even got to the course. Now, despite him hanging over the final 400, he certainly won with a ton in hand. He was a bit green, that was to be understood. It was his first run on the track. It is encouraging to see Richard Fourie retain the ride. He would have come on with the benefit of that run under the belt, and with any amount of natural improvement, I think Black Cheetah will take a power of beating. So he is going to get the verdict to win it ahead of number 3, Parental Guidance, who scored a comfortable debut victory over this course and distance. For third, I'm going with 7, Orbit, who's a speedy sort, and who also secured a debut victory. And then Oisin Murphy, visiting jockey from the UK's ride, number 1, Claire de Lune. I think this one should also be competitive on the day. 5, 3, 7, 1. Those are the numbers I'm going with in the opener. Race 2 is the Sharp Frank Cape B Stakes over 1,000 meters, and 14 runners will go to post. It doesn't get any easier as we head into the card. The names just get bigger and bigger, and this is a very competitive Cape B Stakes, I thought. And I was umming and ahhing, toying with the fact of who do I choose and who am I going to go with as my first choice selection. And in the end, I decided to go with number 3, Cork Bay. Stable of Andre Nel and the jockey combination with Cornet Orfer. They've been churning out the winners of late, and I thought this horse ran a very good post-maiden run over 1,200 meters. He takes on a little bit stronger, but I do think that with a galloping weight of just 54 kilograms, he should be competitive in a race of this nature. So I'm going with 3, Cork Bay, as my first choice. Now, immediately you'll think that my second choice is going to be 6, Tough Terrain, because Tough Terrain is 2 kilos better off with Cork Bay for the last time that they met. This, of course, is visiting jockey Oisin Murphy's choice. I'm not even tipping Tough Terrain in my first 4. For second, I'm going with number 13, Tarango, having his third run after rest. I think he will have a big chance in a race of this nature. Handsome Prince, number 2, disappointing last time out, but could set upset if finding his form of the penultimate. And Richard Fourie retains the ride on number 2, Handsome Prince. And then I'm going with Speed Racer number 1. He placed in all 3 course and distance attempts, and I don't see why he can't place again. So 3, 13, 2 and 1 are the numbers I'm going with in race number 2. Tricky start to the place accumulator, race 3, which is the Franschhoek Motor Museum Winchester Sprint Cup over 1,000 metres, and 13 runners will go to post, and I have the difficulty of deciding whether I'm going with the younger brigade or whether I'm going with the older brigade. The younger brigade, of course, is headed up by Lion Rampart. You know I've been a Lion Rampart fan since the start of this season, and I do think he's a horse that's going to go all the way to the top. But on closer inspection, unfortunately, Lion Rampart this time will have to settle for second fiddle in my selections, because number 12 Roman Agent is 6 kilos better off at the weights with Lion Rampart for a 2.35 length beating. Now that is more than enough on paper to turn the tables, coupled with the fact that he won on this day last year and is having his peak run. I think Roman Agent has got what it takes, and all fingers are pointing in his direction to win it, ahead of number 10 Lion Rampart. And these two, I think, could possibly fight out the finish. It wouldn't surprise me to see Lion Rampart get there again in the end. For third, I'm going with 5 Mo Capitana. I went for this one last time, if you'll remember. Disappointed last time out. Drops back to 1,000 metres. I think this horse has got loads of ability. He could make amends this time round. And then number 1 Questioning has got good consistent form, drawn on the inside. He could also get into the shake-up. 12, 10, 5, 1. The numbers in race 3 that I'm going for. Race 4 is the Grade 2 Cartier Scepter Stakes over 1,200, where 11 runners will go to post. And I must tell you, I have been waiting for the day that number 8 Gimmy's Countess goes back over a sprint trip. I do think that she's better suited to races up the straight, especially if one go and look at an Alan Robertson performance. Go and watch that race again. You'll see she was balked for a run for a long way, and eventually when she got the split, it was a little bit too late and she was flying at the finish. She's got a tremendous turn of foot, and I do think she'll be challenging strongly in the closing stages. So I'm going with 8 Gimmy's Countess to win it, ahead of 4 Asia Pambile. I wouldn't be surprised to see this horse even unsaddle in the winner's enclosure. Winner of the Southern Cross Stakes last time out, Richard Fourie, retains the ride. She was second in this race last year. She's having a peak run, and I think she is the biggest danger to my first choice, number 8 Gimmy's Countess. In fact, wouldn't surprise me if she even win it. 5 Symphony of White gets the verdict for third, ultra consistent. And for fourth, I'm going with 1 Rockapina, who is still improving with racing. So 8, 4, 5 and 1 are the numbers in race number 4. Race 5 is the Antoni Rupert Weiner Premier's Trophy, Grade 2, 1,800 metres, where 13 runners will go to post. And I'm looking no further than number 6 Rascallion. To me, this horse has taken on a new lease of life since he's been fitted with blinkers. He won his comeback run. He's ideally course and distance suited, and I do think he's got what it takes to continue about his winning ways. So I'm going with 6 Rascallion, ahead of Zapatias, who of course was alongside of him all the way to the wire last time out, and it wouldn't be surprising to see these two fight it out. So 8 Zapatias gets the nod for second. 3 Triple Time, I give that one the nod for third. Richard Fourie, encouraging to see him retain the ride, cannot be ignored. And for fourth, I'm going with 7 Future Swing. Oisin Murphy may just be able to make the difference from the saddle. So 6, 8, 3 and 7 are the numbers I'm going for in race number 5. Race 6, the first of the Grade 1s. It's the Cartier Paddock Stakes over 1,800 metres, where 12 runners will go to post. And I'm going for number 8, Double Grand Slam. Now, many of you will be saying, but Double Grand Slam is far more effective over shorter. That's what I also thought until the last time we saw her in action. The manner in which she finished off certainly suggests that she will see out the strip. I thought when I saw her last time out, she had, strengthened up quite a bit. She had also matured, and I do think that she will be running on strongly in the closing stages. I'm going for her ahead of 7 Red Palace. She's having a first run for the Canamea Yard. She's having a third run after the rest. She could bounce back to winning ways if she goes to the front and sits up handy. For third, I'm going with 6 Little Susie. She was third in the Fillies Guineas last time out. Her mother, Oh Susanna, won this race as a 3-year-old. She will also enjoy the step-up in trip, so she's not without a chance. And for fourth, I'm going with the Victor's Stakes winner, number 1 Rainbow Lorikeet. So 8, 7, 6 and 1, the numbers in race number 6. That takes us on to the big one of the afternoon, race 7, which is the Grade 1 Lormerois King's Plate, to be run over 1,600 metres, and what a lineup! And I must tell you, when I saw One Stripe, I just went, hip, hip, hooray. You know, I think highly of One Stripe. To me, he's the best 3-year-old in the country, and this will probably be his stiffest start to date, because he's taking on older rivals. I honestly do think he's got what it takes. He impressed me when he won the Hollywoodbets Cape Guineas last time out. His regular pilot, Gavin Larena, will know him well. He will have him perfectly poised, and he will be doing his best work where it matters most in the run down to the wire. So 8, One Stripe gets the verdict, ahead of 3, Oriental Charm, the Green Point Stakes winner. I do think that he warrants healthy respect, and if One Stripe were to fluff his lines in any way, Oriental Charm will be there to pick up the pieces and probably win the Lormerois King's Plate. Nice to see another 3-year-old in the form of 9 Great Plains also in it. This one, of course, third in the Hollywoodbets Cape Guineas. A is also having his third one after rest, so that one will be cherry ripe for the occasion. And for fourth, I'm going with 13 Snow Pilot. He was an impressive winner last time out when he won by 6 lengths, and it's good to see Richard Free retain the ride. He'll use his early gate speed to overcome the draw. He'll be up handy and may even try come and catch me if he can tactics. So 5, 3, 9, 13 are the numbers I'm going for in the Lormerois King's Plate. Race 8 is the Grade 3 Glorious Goodwood Chairman's Cup. 2,500 metres the distance, where 11 runners will face the starter. And I'm going with the ultra-consistent Willavington Stakes winner, number 7, Damio, as my first choice selection. He won it carrying 50 kilograms. He's carrying 50 kilograms again in the Chairman's Cup on Saturday. He'll be up with the pace, finding more in the run to the wire. So I'm going with 7, Damio, ahead of number 6, Love is a Rose. She's been holding her own against the boys, and I think we can expect another honest run from her. For third, I'm going with 11, Holding Thumbs, who carries a nice handy galloping weight of 52 kgs. And for fourth, I'm going with 3, Future Pull, who carries top weight but will enjoy the extended trip and will be doing his best work late in the closing stages. 7, 6, 11, 3, the numbers in race number 8, which takes us on to the last of the afternoon, race 9, a middle stakes over 1,400 metres, where 16 runners will go to post. Garrix, you know the fuss I made about him the last time we saw him in action. He followed up his maiden win with an equally impressive win over the course and distance. I think if he overcomes the draw of 15, there was a bit of a course bias the last time we raced at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. I'll guarantee you that will be sorted out come Saturday. I think he's on the up. He's got the hat-trick in sight. And with Richard Free back on board, to me, he rates the one to beat. So I'm going with 15, Garrix, ahead of 5, Big Unit, who's ideally course and distance suited. 6, Let It Be Said. I'm going with that one, who's also got solid recent form. And then for fourth, with 9, Oliver, who reeled a hat-trick of wins over this course and distance before a fair last run, and he also cannot be ignored on latest form. So 15, 5, 6 and 9 are the numbers I'm going with in the last of the afternoon. It promises to be a cracking day's racing at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday. The Lormerois King's Plate is a meeting you don't want to miss. Study hard, find those winners. Hope you find yourself in the winner's queue at the end of the day. Till next time, from me, Rouvuan, you take care. Cheers for now.